I never understood why people were hating on this movie from the get-go, without even looking at it, without even giving it a chance. And these big-time critics trying to give it bad reviews so people won't go see it. Guess what? It's Thursday night, all right? People still work Fridays. I live in a regular neighborhood, and I went to a regular movie theater, not a big-time AMC, not a big-time Regal. It's a standard Regal movie theater. Almost all of the auditorium for the 8 p.m. showing sold out. Same thing for the 10 p.m. showing. I saw when I was leaving, I was like, damn, that's a lot of people. All right? I went to this movie with an open mind and nothing but love for these characters. All right? I grew up watching the animated show in the 90s. Just call the 4. Anyways, don't get me even started on that. Reed Richards is one of my favorite superheroes of all time, not just because he's Mr. Fantastic, but because of how amazingly smart he is, right? But that's a different topic for a different day. Now, this movie, people say it's unoriginal. It's one of the most original movies I've ever seen. People say it's not by the comics. I hate it because of that. It takes a lot of inspiration from the Ultimate Comics. But yet, again, it takes inspiration from the Ultimate Comics, but it stays original. It stays original. And that's amazing with nowadays in Hollywood. Josh Trank, man, you've done it again. I said it with Chronicle. I'm going to say this with Fantastic Four. You've done it again. He makes you relate to these characters. By the way, while I'm on the topic, the whole situation between Sue Storm getting adopted is so well addressed in the movie and so well acted out, by the actors. You understand the situation. You understand, like, okay, I got it. I'm off of it. I'm off of it. And when I saw that in the movie, I was like, thank you. I was like, I knew they were going to address the situation so people can shut the fuck up. All right? By the way, Kate Mara, the best Sue Storm, live-action Sue Storm I've seen. Jessica Alba, she's hot, sure. But she is nothing like the Sue Storm we see in this movie. She is so intelligent, so smart, and so beautiful. She's so powerful, but yet she's so human. With Johnny, Michael B. Jordan, man, wow. The guy knows how to act anything, man. Anything. From Fruitvale Station to a superhero, man, like that, believable. The way they utilized Ben Grimm in this was fantastic. And I know that sounds cliche, but so fantastic. Minor spoilers ahead. He's best friends with Richards from the get-go. Throughout middle school and high school, he actually helps him build the first prototype for this, interdimensional travel machine. And the way he becomes Ben Grimm is very interesting. How he transforms. By the way, visual effects guys, they got nothing on you. Nothing on you. By the way, Miles Teller, man. Josh Trank, thank you for casting him as a young Reed Richards. By God, does he fit. He brings that kind of awkwardness that Reed Richards has, and he fleshes it out so well. But yet with the emotion and those eye movements, man, Miles Teller is proving himself more and more and more. Anyways, off of the acting, this movie is a true origin story, all right? A very, very good origin story at that. It makes you relate to these characters. It makes you understand these characters. It makes you laugh. It chokes you up. And it shows how these characters interact so well with each other, how they get along and don't get along, how they become friends. By the way, Victor Von Doom, people bitching about him being a hacker, watch this fucking movie. Watch how he's implemented into it. Watch how he interacts with everybody. How he becomes a member of the team and how he becomes Doom. And by the way, Josh Trank gave that villain fucking credibility and he gave him freedom to be Doom. I would want to see more of Doom, however. I think that if this movie had 20 more minutes, and that's already, that's the Fox, they thought this movie should be an hour and 40 minutes. If this movie was 2 hours, man, could they have given Doom some more time to be badass. But even though the time he was on screen, he was a fucking badass, and you were like, oh shit, Doom's gonna fuck people up. And you also understand why he does what he does in almost the end of the movie, why the final battle happens. It's not just because of jealousy to Reed and Sue. No, there's much, much more to his character. And I related to Doom a lot because Doom isn't just a hacker. He's a regular pothead who has a ridiculous IQ and who actually started all of this but dropped it. That's just summing up without spoilers. And again, the final battle, the visual effects in it, the way that the music and the ambiance was feeling, man, it was magical. Magical. And at the very end of the movie, at the very, very end of it, you finally get to see the Fantastic Four interact with each other in a way that we know and love from the comic books and the animated show. With love, with humor, just like a family would. And one more thing I want to say before I leave all of this. The transformation they go through in becoming, you know, having these superhuman abilities, it's not like, oh my god, we have superpowers. There are consequences to everything. They want to change back. They don't want to be the way they are. The way that the government has an influence on all of this is such an original take, man. It really, like, it will seem like, oh man, they're using them as weapons, seen that done there before. But however, without spoiling things, it is so original how Josh Trank really directed this movie and what direction he took it. I've been rambling on. I just want to tell you, this movie is truly, it's going to sound cliche, fantastic. I gave it an 8 out of 10. There were, why 2 stars are off, 1.5 star off because of the pacing. I thought it was a little bit off. It doesn't take away from the experience at all. But however, I'm a critic and I do see the pacing was off here and there. And I was like, okay, it's probably because of the amount of time they have to actually, you know, hour and 40 minutes. If they had 20 more minutes, there wouldn't be a problem with pacing. However, you do see a little bit, and it's a little bit noticeable. But again, doesn't take away from any of the experience. And I took 0.5 star off because of sometimes, and it happens very rarely, when a few characters interact, it's a little bit awkward. But I don't think it's because of the actors or the director. I think it's because of how the characters were written, how the scenes were like screenplay written. And again, minor stuff. It's an 8 out of 10. It's a must-see. It's a must-see movie this summer. It's a blockbuster in my opinion. It's a fun time at the movies where you will laugh, you'll choke up, and you'll be amazed with the special effects and action. Anyways, guys, my name is Mitchell Segal. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you guys thought was necessary. Make sure to give me your thoughts about the movie in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel, and peace out and have a good night.